Good afternoon, good afternoon. I wanted to go live for this particular episode. I'm not going to be long. See if I can get about 20 or 30 people in here before I get started. And everybody else can go back and watch the replay. I hope everyone is having a great Thursday. I'm trying. What up, Juan B? Space wiener. They got wieners in space. I know y'all ain't used to this live on the afternoon. Damn, you just gotta lay it off. Sorry to hear that, man. Go straight to the unemployment office and apply for your unemployment. First thing you're gonna do, go apply for your unemployment. And then get on the ball trying to find something else. That's all you can do, and then keep going. But you ain't by yourself. Just keep that in mind. I'm gonna pull over and park somewhere, and I'm gonna get into what I want to talk to y'all about. Can y'all hear me pretty good? Damn, South Africa? I don't want to mention the name of Darren Megra from South Africa, Cape Town. Once I get some money, I'm going to start traveling and start visiting places like that. One B, it ain't going at all. So far, this is my first time in months. I've actually worked 4 days in a row. I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm working today. Not full days, but at least I come in every day. I'm not sure about tomorrow, but tomorrow ain't promised no way. But I wanna get somewhere where I can park before I get into what I want to talk about. Hold on a minute, y'all. I gotta close these doors on this trail. Sorry about that, y'all. Now, first, let me say again, thank y'all for tuning in for a live episode midday. Now, I was on my last video, right? And this struck a nerve with me so bad because I'm so sick of these people lying. And what I mean by don't piss on my leg and then tell me it's raining. Don't tell me a lie when I know the truth. Usually a lot of people when they, you know what I'm saying, when they don't know what the truth is, right? These people out here lying to somebody like me as if I don't know the truth. And that's what I'm trying to do, spread the truth. I'm not going to accept the lies when I know they're lies. So, what I'm referring to is comment on my last video. When I was talking about how the Democrat Party is the enemy of black people, they always have been. So here comes one of them. Like I said, I don't go back and forth with liberals, which is what I told this person. I gave him a few comments back and forth. But overall, I'm not going back and forth with a liberal because they lie. And you can't. And the thing about their lies is that they believe their own lies. So ain't nothing you can do with them. So don't even waste your time trying to make sense to them. So as I'm saying, there's nothing that the Democrat Party has done for black people. He come telling me about, here's the comment. Liberal President Lyndon B. Johnson, which he wasn't liberal. He was a default racist. And I'm about to prove that. I don't just run my mouth. I come with receipts. I don't speak on just emotion only. I come with receipts, facts, logic. Try liberal before you come trying to discredit what I'm saying. Liberal President Lyndon B. Johnson passed the Civil Rights Act in 1965. Voting Rights Act passed. Medicare, Medicaid. Liberal Democrat passed the Social Security Act. So old people could retire with dignity. Women's right to vote. A lot of Republicans and people like you, which is me, live very well off the work of many liberal Democrats. I'm living well off a liberal Democrat. What did the liberal Democrat do for me? What did they do for you? I ain't working, I don't know how long. How about the liberal Democrat fix that? We had one in office for the last 4 years. What did that liberal Democrat do for us? Not just black folk. What did the liberal Democrat do for anybody? The American people. Killed the economy. Flooded us with illegal immigrants. You talking about what the liberal Democrat, we living good because of liberal Democrat. What? So anyway, Jacob, I'm trying not to deal with politics, man. I keep getting drawn back into it. Be grateful. That was told me to be grateful for the liberal Democrat for what they did for me and my peoples. They freed us. That's why blacks won't leave the Democratic Party, and they shouldn't. That ain't why they won't leave. They won't leave because they're brainwashed. Hold on. Good morning. Hold on. Good morning. That is not why they won't leave. So I said, hey, the truth of the matter is, Lyndon Baines Johnson hate black folks. Didn't want to do it. John F. Kennedy was the one who was for the civil rights legislation. Of 1963. He was assassinated before it passed. Why do you think they killed JFK? He was the one that was truly for civil rights and America. He was the last independent president we had. In other words, that wasn't controlled by the people behind the scenes. That's what they got rid of. He was for the civil rights legislation. Got rid of it. They knew the man, Lyndon Baines Johnson, was a staunch racist. The one this guy just gave credit for the Civil Rights Act of 1965. Hold on, I gotta move. So I said, look, Lyndon Baines Johnson fought against every right we have. The civil rights movement was fighting against Democrats. They were in power. Lyndon Baines Johnson, Democrat. The Democrats of that time were extreme racists, and they still are. Because the lay of the land has changed, they can't be outright and visual with their racism. They didn't stop being racist. They went in the closet with it. They say they switched parties, the party switched. No! The Democrat still racist, as they ever been. The only thing they did different, well, back then they didn't have to hide it. Now they gotta hide it. They'll lose their job, lose their money, get sued. Call it laws. There had to be laws passed to make the Democrat do right. They didn't do right on their own because of the goodness of their heart, the kindness of their heart. The slave masters, the plantation owners, all them boys were Democrats. They didn't end slavery because they felt good and loved the Lord. They were forced to. Lyndon Baines Johnson was forced to sign the civil rights legislation. He did not want to. He fought tooth and nail. Get out of here acting like Lyndon Johnson was for black people and the Democrat Party always loved black people and they set us free and they signed the civil rights legislation. Abraham Lincoln was a Republican, not a Democrat. Democrats fought to keep slavery. Democrats fought against civil rights. Even though it was a Democrat, Lyndon Baines Johnson, who signed it, he was also the one who fought against it. He had to sign it because the country was going up in smoke. It was torn apart. He signed it under great pressure. Didn't want to do it. He did not do it out of the. If Lyndon Baines Johnson and the Democrat Party was so good, why did we have to have a Martin Luther King? He never would have been necessary. There wouldn't have been no need. If it wasn't for Lyndon, hold on. I got a receipt for you, you liberal lunatic tycoon media group. Media group. What kind of media group are you? Who you work for, MSNBC? A media group? You shitting me? Ain't shit, you just named yourself something. Bring what? You ain't nobody to bring nothing to. You can name yourself anything. You say bring it up there.
Lyndon B. Johnson. His quote is, if you want to convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. Damn. Lyndon B. Johnson. His quote is, if you want to convince...
Lyndon Baines Johnson, quote.
The lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. Damn. Lyndon B. Johnson. His quote is, if you want to convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. Damn. Lyndon B. Johnson. His quote is, if you want to convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. Damn. Lyndon B. Johnson.
So as I give you these receipts, Tycoon, whatever the hell your name is, go look it up. You go look it up and see that Lyndon Baines Johnson say that. Don't verify what I'm saying. Go look it up and then come tell me. If it's in the history books, clown. It's in the history books. Lyndon Baines Johnson said that. Lyndon Baines Johnson is also recorded
to keep the people.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Well, you can't have a poll tax. They can say you can't have a gas tax or cigarette tax or anything else. Federal government's telling the states.
This is actual recording. No, this recording what I'm finna play right now is an actual recording in the archive that you can go listen to yourself, clown, of Lyndon Baines Johnson just letting the N-word go. He said N-word every chance he got. He was an outright racist. Wasn't even trying to hide it.
Pretty tough what their business is now. You can say that they can't discriminate, but I've got to prove that it discriminates. Now, I can't prove it in Texas. There are more niggers voting there now than white folks. There are more of them buying poll taxes now.
There's more niggers voting there than white folks. Lyndon Baines Johnson was a senator and a congressman from Texas before he became president. He was aligned with Southern Democrats. Look all this up. He voted against anti-lynching, which means laws against lynching. He was against anti-poll tax. He voted against fair employment legislation. Look up what I'm saying, clown. Since you're a media group. Let me get rid of Dirk Dick. Hold on. Let me block Dirk Diggler. I know what a Dixiecrat is. They still here. And they protected by Negroes like, well, I don't know what you are. The Dixiecrats still exist. What you think they all died? What you think happened to where they went? See, your problem is you think the Republicans are the only racist. Like the Democrats, the Dixiecrats just all died off like the dinosaurs. They're extinct. They still here. You just too stupid to see it. I ain't reading shit to you. As a matter of fact, I'm about to block your punk ass. Reading shit to you. Fuck you. Nah, I ain't got time for no goddamn liberals, y'all. I'm sorry about that. Anybody that want to verify what I'm saying, I'm not the only one that got access to Google, the internet. Lyndon Baines Johnson was a devout racist. This ain't nothing I made up. This ain't nothing that ain't verifiable. This ain't nothing that you can't prove yourself. Dr. King and the rest of the civil rights activists, all those protests were against Democrats. which back then it was called Dixiecrats. The Southern Democrat was the only pretty much, that's what the Democrat Party come from. The Republican Party was formed to fight against the Democrat Party. The Republican Party was founded as an abolitionist party, which means they was against slavery. I'm not pissed off, just passionate. I am not mad about this shit. Y'all, see, we living in a world right now where y'all ain't used to people having passion and actually loving what they do and serious about what they're doing. And y'all mistake that for anger or what the hell they call it, toxic masculinity. I come from a world where you had passion about, I'm not angry, I'm passionate about what I'm doing, about what I'm saying. I don't bullshit. I don't lie. I ain't got time to be out here playing with folks. I don't have no agenda. I'm not getting paid millions by somebody to mislead the people. So, this just passion because I believe in what I'm doing. I'm not angry. I ain't studying them folks. I don't know them dudes. Now, back to Lyndon Baines Johnson. Everything I'm saying is easily provable. I'm not making this shit up. I wasn't living back then. It's called history. Right, you speak with passion, now you're angry, you're upset, or you're angry, bitter black man, or whatever. I'm passionate. I love this shit. I can't love it and be mad at the same time. I love this shit. I love what I'm doing. This has been bottled up in me all my life. Now I get to express it. This ain't no anger. Don't get it twisted. If you haters thinking you pissing me off, you wrong. This is what I love to do, and this is the way I'm expressing. I'm excited. I love this shit. I'm excited. And you missed the block. See, like right here, I love blocking these clowns. This shit fun. Mr. Whatever your name. What's his name? Yeah, Pac-Man, you block. That shit, I love doing that. That shit don't make me mad. I enjoy blocking these clowns. That shit, it feel like I'm busting one. I told y'all that before, that shit feel good when you be blocking these clowns. Now they sitting there, can't come in no more. They want to say something stupid, but they can't. Thank you, Professor X, for the cash app. I appreciate that. Now, back to the truth. I ain't got to really lie on these folks. The Republicans, the modern day Republicans ain't doing a damn thing for me. Do you hear me? I have no allegiance or loyalty to the Republican Party. They ain't doing a goddamn thing for me. Let's get that understood. Any Republican listening, I don't owe y'all shit. Ain't none of them doing shit for me. They're not paying me. I don't work for some major network. None of that shit. I'm independent. In this goddamn truck with the hole behind me. So whatever I'm telling you is coming from the heart. Passion, not no agenda trying to get y'all to vote a certain way. I don't give a damn. My opinion is don't vote no goddamn vote. I'm not trying to get you to vote. Well, leave them Democrats to go over there and vote Republican. I'm trying to tell folks, fuck out. But the hell with all them folks. That's my point of view. That's my stance. The hell with all of them. You Democrats, you liberals get on here acting like I'm trying to sway people over there to the Republicans. I'm saying F both of y'all. But right now, the ones who killing America the most are the liberals. Those far right folks, they dangerous too. But lately, as far as danger is concerned, the liberal has bypassed. The far left has become more dangerous than the far right. It used to be the far right doing the mass shooting, whatever. Now the liberals doing it. So I'm not here to mislead nobody, and I'm trying to lead y'all over here off the cliff so I can get paid. That shit don't benefit me to lie to y'all. I don't get nothing for it. So if I'm gonna do something for free, might as well tell the truth. I ain't get paid for it no way. YouTube don't pay me enough to lie. Lying don't increase it. Well, I can't say you don't for some folks. Depends on what kind of lying you're doing. Like if you're here like Charleston White and some shit, but I ain't doing all that. Now let me play this again. This is Lyndon Baines Johnson, the one who the liberals say love black folks and gave us civil rights. He just love us.
Well, you can't have a poll tax. They can say you can't have a gas tax or a cigarette tax or anything else.
Hold on, I gotta move again. So what he doing on this recording, I'm gonna play y'all again. He's on the phone. He know he's being recorded. He don't care. And he talking about a cigarette, some taxes. And about how you got just as many N-words. He said a full word with the hard ER on the end. He said you got more N-words voting than white folks. So pretty much explaining you got to tiptoe around that issue because the colors voting too. We done messed up and gave them the right to vote. These recordings are in historical archives. This ain't some big war just in AI or whatever. You know you can go find out what I'm saying if I'm lying or not, right? This is not AI. I'm playing y'all. He really said this shit.
Federal government's telling the states pretty tough what their business is. Now, you can say that they can't discriminate, but I've got to prove that it discriminates.
He said, you can tell them that they can't discriminate, but I got to prove that they can't discriminate or something on that order because you got more N-words voting as white folks.
It's not, can't prove it in Texas. There are more niggers voting there now than white folks. There are more of them.
You heard that? Did you hear that? There's more what voting? Let me play it again.
Prove that it discriminates. Now, I can't prove it in Texas. There are more niggers voting there now than white folks. There are more of them.
That part right there. Oh, they number those lot lizard demon slayer. They number those lot lizards. You know how trucker with the lot lizards. Now let me play this again. For those in the back, you liberal Democrats who just like this.
Fine poll actually now white folks. Higher, but I've got to prove that it discriminates. Now, I can't prove it in Texas. There are more niggers voting there now than white folks. There are more of them buying poll actually now than white folks. Higher percentage of them.
More Polacks. Where's the Polak? When the last time you heard that racial slur? Polak. Yeah, Lyndon Baines.
But I've got to prove that it discriminates. Now, I can't prove it in Texas. There are more niggers voting there now than white folks. There are more of them buying poll actually now than white folks. Higher percentage of them. And I can't show that the literacy test that discriminate against because they haven't got any. They got no test at all. Just by God, anybody that can get up and pay $1.06 can vote.
They were trying to figure out how to keep the N-word from voting. He said the N-word. He on the phone with another one of them good old boys trying to discuss how to keep the N-word from voting in Texas. Where he from? Look it up. For the parking truck. And then we're going to get into it about another 10 to 15 minutes. Look up what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Don't take my word for it. Let's get some more about my boy, the great N-word lover.
I'm starting to realize that Joe Biden lied and tricked people of color into voting for him.
Honestly, it's not just you. I think it's any black person that's voted Democrat over the last 50 years. The only true party switch was actually black people from the Republican Party to the Democrat Party, and that is because of Lyndon B. Johnson. This man right here convinced Martin Luther King to vote Democrat, which then convinced a lot of black people to vote Democrat with what he called the N-word bill. And he's famous for saying, I'll have those ears voting Democrat for the next 200 years. So they've been tricking us for a long time.
Trivia question. I have a trivia question for y'all. What politician, former president, said he would have the N-word voting Democrat for 200 years? Jeopardy question. What politician from the past, former president, said, I will have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years? Who said that? As Plays Media, you are correct. Beast of Burden, you are correct. Ain't that a bitch? The great LBJ. The one that this liberal just got through telling me all he did for the black folks. We don't have voting rights because of Lyndon Baines Johnson. We don't have voting rights and the rights we have because of Lyndon Baines Johnson. If he would have had his way, our ass would have still been locked up in chains. Now I want y'all to Google something. I'm gonna give you some homework. I want y'all to go Google Lyndon Baines Johnson was a racist. And if you got the same Google I got, this was gonna come up. I'm gonna let you see what I got. Y'all see that? Now let's read. Historians portray President Lyndon B. Johnson as a deeply complex and contradictory figure on the issue of race. He was contradictory. He contradicted himself. While he used racist language in private and had an ambivalent record early in his career, he also used his political power to secure some of the most significant civil rights legislation in U.S. history. Was it because he loved black folks? No. Now, let me show y'all this. This on Google now. And it gives you the evidence for you to look up yourself. Evidence of racism. One, his racist language. I'm so sick of this whole. Johnson frequently use racial stereotypes and slurs in private conversations. What? Johnson frequently used racial stereotypes and slurs in private conversations. For instance, he referred to the Civil Rights Act of 1964 as a nigger bill while talking with Southern politicians. You know how a lot of black folk believe that when white folk get around other white folk, they call all us the N-word? Well, that's what Johnson did. When he get around the ones he know his people, then he can be himself. Whenever he got round his people, he would constantly call us the niggers. He would call us them got beep, 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 beep. And here's how crazy and delusional the liberal is, the black one. All the evidence, all the proof is right at their fingertips. And they still be like, you lying, big boy. That damn Trump. That's why I say I give up. I don't talk to liberals. I have no conversation for you. You can give them all the receipts, all the evidence. Go look it up for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Go see for yourself. And they still say, I don't care what it say. The Democrats is my friend. Johnson frequently used racial stereotypes and slurs in private conversations. For instance, he referred to the Civil Rights Act of 1964 as a nigger bill while talking with Southern politicians. Contradictory behavior. You know, evidence of racism, that's what it's listed. It's showing you the evidence of him being a racist. Johnson was known to berate his black employees at the same time working to pass historic civil rights legislation. You know why he was passing civil rights legislation? Because it was all on the news around the world of black people in the South getting sprayed with fire hoses, dogs getting sick on them, beaten up, and the whole world can see it. You know, Dr. King them. So it ain't that Lyndon Baines Johnson was for the black people. It was because he was trapped. Martin Luther King got him by the kahunas. Martin Luther King wanted the fire hoses sprayed on him and the news to be there to see it and show it to the world. That's why Martin Luther King said, don't fight back, we're nonviolent. Because if we fight back, they can portray us as savages. We want the world to see us putting our hands down and still getting beat up. That was the reason for the nonviolence of Dr. King. He was brilliant. So now here you got Bull Connor, George Wallace, all these people spraying black people down with water hoses, sticking dogs on them, beating their ass on national TV. So Lyndon Baines Johnson, he had to stop that. The whole world is looking. As long as nobody saw what was going on around the world, Lyndon Baines Johnson didn't give a damn. It wasn't until the rest of the world started seeing how black people were being treated in America, while America going around the world acting like the moral police, self-righteous, talking about freedom and democracy, but you discriminate against your own people at home. When the world saw that, That's what Dr. King was doing. He forced Lyndon Johnson to sign the bill. Before America was exposed to the rest of the world, Lyndon Baines Johnson was sitting there looking. Him and the FBI director, what's that dude's name? That racist, J. Edgar Hoover. They were partners. J. Edgar Hoover, Lyndon Baines Johnson, same ilk. But you Democrats and liberals want to come out here and tell me how good the Democrat Party been to black folks. Black people had to fight for everything we got here. How we got so weak nowadays, I don't know. But we had to fight. Black people were fighters. The Democrat Party didn't give us nothing. We took it. Do you hear me, black liberal? Black Democrat. The Democrat Party didn't give us a damn thing. We took it. They resisted everything that we fought for. The Democrat Party fought against it. But we outlasted. And now here y'all got y'all punk ass here today with all the proven evidence at your fingertips. You got the nerve to be bucking up against another black man for them black hating ass Democrats. You turn your back on me for a party that's always hated us. You called me out of my name for exposing those devils. And you hate me. Instead of the ones who always hated us. You hate me instead. The Democrats always hated us, man. They had a nickname, Dixiecrat. I wish I was in Dixie, or Ray, whatever name that damn song. Dixiecrats. Democrats was the first political party in America. All the slave masters were Democrats. The Ku Klux Klan originated from the Democrat Party. And then you hear this lie. Well, I know the Democrat was racist, but they switched. And now the Republican racist, and the Democrats love black folks. The party switched. No, they did not. When the civil rights legislation was passed, Lyndon Johnson pissed off his homeboys. Lyndon Johnson pissed off his homeboys because they told him you don't sign that shit no matter what. And he signed it anyway. Because he had to think about the country being torn apart. He did what was best for the country, not what was best for black folks. He did what was best for America. He tried to keep America from falling, not black folks. He did not love black folks. If he didn't sign that legislation, America wouldn't be what it is today because we would have been overthrown. NATO and all them folks would have said, oh no, y'all out of here. Y'all can't claim to be no leader. Look how you doing your own people. That's genocide. That's, what they call that shit when how China do their people now. That's how America used to do black people. The way China do their people. We're supposed to be a democracy over here slaughtering your own citizens because of the color of their skin. So if Lyndon Baines Johnson did sign that legislation, America wouldn't be the superpower it is now because the rest of the world would have overthrown America. That's why he did that. So he pissed off the Dixiecrat / Democrat Party. What happened? A lot of them boys left the Democrat Party and went over to the Republican Party. And they polluted and contaminated the Republican Party. Now, instead of one racist party, which was the Democrats, you got two. Now the Republican that we know today, racist. They ain't always been racist, but they are now. Because the Dixiecrats, Strom Thurmond, Ronald Reagan, all them boys was Democrats before they were Republicans. They left the Democrat Party, check what I'm saying, left the Democrat, went over to the Republican and corrupted the Republican Party that was always for black people until they came over there. The Republican Party was a party for black people. Until the Dixiecrats bolted from the Democrat Party and went and joined the Republican Party and polluted them. Now, you got two racist parties. The plan was to make sure that the other party wouldn't be able to fight against the Democrat Party. So what they said was, we're gonna make sure both parties are racist instead of one. So some of them, not all of them, some of them agreed, we're gonna go be Republicans. The rest of y'all still here still be Democrats. So the Democrats still racist. But now they made the Republican Party racist too. Now we got two racist parties. That's why they both the same. Left wing, right wing, same bird. Left wing, right wing, same result. Because they're both the same. You ain't gotta believe me. I don't give a damn if you don't believe me or not. Now I got to go. Get it, got it good. Bye.